Hi everyone. We are doing problems 11 through 15 on your STAAR Algebra 1 End of Course Released exam. Remember to have your test in front of you and a calculator. Okay, so basically on number 11 you could read this problem. Basically all you have to do is put this in the calculator. And I think what would confuse some of you is this. And all of this is saying is that I'm going to change this to y. So this is y sub 1 equals 78.5x minus 392.5. All it's saying is if you plug in 5 here and multiply, then y would equal 0. So if it's 5, it's 0. And they want you to look at the table that it's greater than that because that's just the starting point. Alright, so what you would do is you'd put this in your calculator and then hit second graph. That gives you the table of values. You could also plug in some of the values that are on the table given to you. I would go first to D, where it says where x is 10. And if you go to that one, you'll notice that that's not the right answer. So cross out D, and then next go to 50. And just work on the table like that. So if you go to the table and look at 50, the number you come up with is $3,532 $50. And that is on there, so the answer is C. Alright, so that one is simple as that. Don't let this part confuse you though. That just means when you plug in 5 you get 0. And they're just wanting it to be above that. Alright? On 12, I had to look up the formula for prism, and they're talking about volume. So when I looked it up, and you'll get this, you get volume for the prism is big B times H. Well, the big B represents the base of the prism. In this case, it's a rectangular prism. So the area of the base of a rectangle is length times width. So I'm going to substitute, so our base is really length times width. So that's what the big B means. You just do length times width times height. So I plug everything in, and this is actually x squared y. So my length is x squared y, my width is x, and my height is y squared. And if you're having problems with exponents, all you need to do is write this out. This is 2 x's, 1 y, 1 x, and this is 2 y's. And then count them up. We have 3 x's, so that's x cubed. And we have 3 y's, so that's y cubed. So your answer is x cubed, y cubed. And that answer would be J. So the answer is J. Alright. The next problem is the graphing thing. They give you this graph, this line, and so what I did is I went ahead and wrote the equation for this. My y-intercept is 2, and my slope is negative because it's like an airplane landing. So I go up 1 over 2 to the left 2. So my slope is negative 1/2. Because you can just go up 1 to the left 2, up 1 to the left. Or you can go down 1 to the right 2. And then my y-intercept is 2. Now it says we need to look at line W is steeper. That means that we don't care about the negative so much. What's steeper, boy, It's negative 1/2. What is bigger than 1/2? And it also says it's below, the y-intercept is below this. So the y-intercept would be one of these points. So we can quickly rule out these two, because this y-intercepts are 4, which would be above. So it's either A or D. And what number is smaller than 50 cents? Basically, or a half. Well, this number is smaller. And so that doesn't work. We want one that's steeper. So 2/3 is bigger than 1/2. So our answer is A. Okay, the next problem is you have to think about it. We have a senior employee who works 16 hours and earns $39.50 more than the junior employee who works 18 hours. The senior employee earns $14 per hour, and they want to know what the hourly pay in dollars and cents for the junior. So basically, I want to see how much the senior employee worked. He worked 16 hours at 14 an hour. When you multiply that, you get 224. All right, so he makes 39 more than the junior. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract $39.50 from that, and I get $184.50. So the junior employee makes $184.50. But he works how many hours? 18 hours. So they want to know times what? I'll just put X. Would he multiply by 18 to give you the $184.50? So I'm going to divide both sides by 18. So his dollar and cents would be $10.25. Okay? So I kind of have to think about it and read the problem at least twice before you do the problem. Alright? Here's another one. It gives you the answers to this, and I didn't write them down, so you might want to read them. But let's just talk about independent and dependent. They're talking about burning calories in so many minutes in 3 different times. So we always know that the minutes and the times independent. So the minutes, how many minutes equals your independent quantity. And the calories depend on how many minutes. So that's your dependent quantity. And that's actually what the answer is. They're really looking for this because they don't have this answer on there. But next this year, they might have one that's talking about the independent. So you need to know how to do both. Okay. So the next video I'm going to make is 16 through 20. And you all have a nice day.